What if I told you that Africa is building an airport bigger than Paris Charles de Gaulle, bigger than London Heathrow, and with the capacity to move 110 million people every single year? Not in Europe, not in the Gulf, but in Ethiopia. Just 40 kilometers outside Addis Ababa, a $12.5 billion mega project is rising, one that could redraw Africa's aviation map, challenge global hubs, and quietly shift economic power across an entire continent. But here's the real question. Why would a landlocked country attempt one of the largest airports on Earth? And more importantly, will it actually work? By the end of this video, you'll understand why Ethiopia's Bishoftu International Airport may become Africa's most important infrastructure project of the 21st century. This is the story of Bishoftu International Airport, also called the Ethiopian Airlines Mega Airport. We'll break down why Ethiopia is building Africa's largest airport ever, how its futuristic X-shaped terminal is designed, how it compares to Cairo, Johannesburg, and global mega hubs, the money, geopolitics, and controversy behind it, and whether this project will become a masterstroke or a warning. Let's start with the most basic question. Bishoftu International Airport is being built near Bishoftu town, about 40 kilometers southeast of Addis Ababa. This is not an expansion. This is a greenfield airport, built from scratch on open land. The total site size, 35 square kilometers. That's larger than many major cities. Capacity numbers that shock people. Phase 1. 2 runways, 660,000 square meter. Terminal 60 million passengers per year. Full build-out. 4 parallel runways, 110 million passengers annually. Parking for 270 aircraft. Cargo capacity, 3.7 million tons per year. To put that in perspective, today's busiest African airports, Cairo International, approximately 26 to 30 million passengers. Johannesburg or Tambo, approximately 20 to 21 million. Nairobi and Lagos, approximately 6 to 7 million each. Bishoftu's Phase 1 alone is larger than every airport on the continent today. And when fully built, it will handle 4 times Addis Ababa's current airport capacity, which leads to the obvious question. Addis Ababa's Bole International Airport is overcrowded. Despite expansions, it's reaching physical limits. Single primary runway, surrounded by dense urban development, limited room for future growth. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Airlines has been growing faster than almost any airline in the world. It's already Africa's largest airline, a top global cargo carrier, a major transit hub between Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. The problem? You can't become a global hub with a capped airport. So Ethiopia made a radical decision. Move almost all international flights to Bishoftu. Leave Bole mainly for domestic and regional travel. This is not just about planes, it's about control of air traffic. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed called Bishoftu a mega station for Africa. Why? Because airports are not just transport infrastructure anymore. They are economic engines. Bishoftu is designed to support the African Continental Free Trade Area, Ethiopia's Vision 2035, Ethiopian Airlines' ambition to become a global aviation system manager. And there's a hidden advantage most people miss. Addis Ababa Bole Airport sits at 2,334 meters above sea level. That altitude causes reduced engine performance, shorter takeoff weights, fuel penalties on long-haul flights. Bishoftu Airport is about 400 meters lower. That means heavier takeoffs, longer non-stop routes, better fuel efficiency, more profitable cargo flights. This single factor alone makes Bishoftu strategically superior. And now, let's talk about the design. The terminal is designed by Zaha Hadid Architects, with Dar/Sidara as lead consultants. The shape is unmistakable, a massive X-shaped terminal. Why an X? Because it allows 4 long concourses radiating from a central hub, shorter walking distances, faster aircraft turnaround, seamless passenger transfers. Up to 80% of passengers are expected to be transit travelers. So the airport includes a 350-room airside transit hotel, gardens and semi-outdoor lounges, massive retail and dining zones, clear sightlines and intuitive navigation. This is built for flow, not chaos. Despite its size, Bishoftu is aiming for LEED Gold certification. Key features: natural ventilation and solar shading, photovoltaic solar arrays, stormwater capture from runways, constructed wetlands and bioswales, native drought-resistant landscaping, locally sourced and recycled materials. Instead of sealing passengers indoors, the design uses Ethiopia's mild climate to create open, breathable spaces. This is not a concrete box. It's an airport designed as a living environment. Bishoftu is not just an airport, it's an airport city. Planned facilities include massive cargo and logistics park, aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul (MRO) facilities, Ethiopian Airlines training centers, hotels, malls, business parks, fuel farms, and ATC complexes. A high-speed rail line will connect Bishoftu Airport, Addis Ababa City Center, Bole Airport. The projected population supported by this ecosystem, 80,000 people. Which brings us to the hardest part of the story. The airport site required relocating over 3,000 households, around 15,000 people. Ethiopian Airlines says, resettlement is complete. Compensation was paid. A model village was built in Dibayu. But critics, including Oromo political groups, argue compensation was insufficient. Farmers were displaced too quickly. Long-term livelihoods are at risk. Some have demanded equity stakes for landowners, stronger social guarantees. This tension highlights a reality of megaprojects. Infrastructure creates opportunity, but also conflict. How Ethiopia manages this will shape the airport's legacy. Money and global power play. Total cost, $12.5 to $12.7 billion. Funding structure. Approximately 30% Ethiopian Airlines equity. African Development Bank, up to $500 million, lead arranger. Chinese contractors, earthworks already awarded. U.S. interest via DFC and Exim. Middle Eastern and European lenders. This makes Bishoftu a geopolitical balancing act. China's Belt and Road, U.S. strategic financing, African institutional backing. For a landlocked country, this airport is also a way to control trade routes without ports. Current status, key milestones. Design contracts signed in 2024. Groundbreaking, January 10, 2026. $610 million. Earthworks underway. Major construction begins mid-2026. Phase 1 operations targeted around 2030. So far, no major delays beyond normal megaproject challenges. Bishoftu International Airport is not just about flying. It's about who controls African airspace, where global trade flows, which cities become gateways, and which are bypassed. If it succeeds, Ethiopia becomes Africa's dominant aviation hub, a logistics powerhouse, a geopolitical connector between continents. If it fails, it becomes one of the most expensive lessons in infrastructure history. But one thing is certain, Africa has never attempted anything like this before, and the world is watching. If you want a deep dive into how this airport compares to Dubai, Doha, or Istanbul, or how Ethiopian Airlines plans to dominate African skies, that video is next. Subscribe for more deep frame breakdowns of the world's most ambitious projects.